Anamorphic lenses are commonly known and used for creating those long blue flares. Look, almost every filmmaker from beginner to a seasoned pro wants to achieve some time in their career. It's like a stamp to show to all of those who know or remotely care that you have actually made it. This look made very popular by Steven Spielberg and then J.J. Abrams and seen in many movies out there. These anamorphic lenses used to be very big and very expensive, that is, until now. This full-frame Sirui 35mm T2.9 Saturn lens is not exactly dirt cheap, but it is 4 or 5 times cheaper than what anamorphic lenses usually cost, and it is small and light for sure. In this video I talk about its performance, usability, build quality, price, and who is it for, and in the end I'm gonna give you my final thoughts to hopefully help you decide if this lens is for you. So keep watching, don't skip, and you are going to find out more about it. Before I start, a quick disclaimer: this lens has been sent to me by Sirui to make this video about it, but as always I was not paid or asked to say anything specific about it, so this is my honest and absolutely unbiased opinion about this lens. I had it for a while now and I have been using it quite a bit. I have made a first impression video before, so check that out too after watching this to see more samples shot with it. So, apart from the lens flares, why would you want to shoot with an anamorphic lens like this? Firstly, they offer a wider field of view than the traditional cinema or photography lenses. This 35mm is equivalent of 22mm full-frame lens horizontally because of the way this lens and all anamorphic lenses work. This Sirui offers more unusual squeeze factor of 1.6 times. What it means that when you film with this lens, the image is going to be squeezed in by a factor of 1.6 times. You unstretch it in post to make the footage look normal again and to create that cinematic wide angle of view. When you film in 3:2 ratio and squeeze the footage, you get 2.4:1 aspect ratio, and when you film in standard 16:9, you get very narrow this way, 2.8:1 aspect ratio, if that's what you want. Not all mirrorless cameras offer 3:2 or even 4:3 video aspect ratios. The Lumix that I am shooting with offers open gate 3:2, which gives you the most realistic or correct de-squeezed option. You can obviously use it in any aspect ratio as long as you use correct amount of horizontal de-squeeze in post. The only difference will be the final aspect ratio or how wide the image actually is this way. With all this squeezing and de-squeezing, you also get very characteristic look. The background blur, the bokeh is more pronounced. It is, instead of being round like with all photographic lenses, more elongated, squash like cat eyes iris. You also get those long lens flares. Traditionally blue, or natural in this case, of the lens I have here, as it comes in two versions. One creating blue flares, the standard, and the other one, this one, natural, when the lens flare is same color as the light source you are pointing it at. Absolutely personal preference, and there is no right or wrong here. In my opinion, anamorphic lenses are not all about those horizontal flares only, and this is no exception. It is sharp when it matters, and even though I have filmed all my samples on the Lumix, on the new Lumix S5 2X, the video looks very much like film, especially after color grading it. It creates very familiar look we see all the time and so much in almost all the movies. Filming with it shouldn't be difficult or different to you if you are used to manual lenses and have good eyes. I don't. I need to use glasses to see well close, and I do rely on autofocus and autofocusing lenses a lot in my day-to-day work. I have found this lens a little challenging at times, but I managed to quickly adjust and understand its shortcomings when it comes to focusing to get the best out of it. The hardest is focusing on your subject when shooting wide. The focus peaking in the camera or on the monitor is all over the place. Absolutely doable though, and practice makes perfect. Talking about monitoring, if your camera doesn't support in-camera de-squeeze preview, you are going to be looking at the squeezed-in picture on the LCD screen. In that case, using external monitor that supports this squeeze to see what you are shooting better is a must-have. 1.6 times squeeze is not usual or common, and even when using external monitor, you might have to use 1.5 times this squeeze, which is close enough. The biggest niggle, and one that is common with anamorphic lenses like this, is the minimum focusing distance. In this case it is 0.9 meters, 90 centimeters, which is not close by any means. That makes filming close-ups virtually impossible with this focal length especially. The simple solution to overcome this is to use lens diopter filters, screw-on filters, which are simply a magnifying glasses that can reduce minimum focusing distance by a lot depending on the strength of the filter, and they also are relatively inexpensive. There's literally no focus breathing visible, rare with budget lenses, and making it even more appealing to a lot of serious filmmakers. Overall, I'm very impressed with the quality it delivers. Very cinematic looking image that would surely satisfy the most outspoken critics out there. Build, I think it is still the smallest and the lightest anamorphic lens out there. It weighs approximately 420 grams depending on which mount you choose. That makes it not only great for handheld shooting and easier to carry around with you all day, but also for gimbal and drone usage. It comes in a variety of mounts: Sony-E, Canon RF, Fuji-X mount, although there is no full frame Fuji cameras, L-mount, which I have here, and DJI DL-mount for drones or DJI camera. There's no electronic contact with your camera. It is a fully manual lens. The focus ring rotation is quite short for a cinema lens. It is 220 degrees. I personally like it as it is quicker to get longer focus pulls quicker, but I know that a lot of seasoned filmmakers prefer that long throw for more precise focus adjustments. 58mm filter thread, very small for a cinema lens, but it is a small lens. It's all solidly constructed, all metal, with that bit of carbon fiber around the front of the barrel to make it marginally lighter overall, possibly. Both focus ring and the aperture ring have got built-in gears to use with follow focus systems. It feels premium and made to last. Solid. Price and value for money, this is certainly one of the, if not the cheapest anamorphic lenses available. Anything else, or especially from any top brands, will not only be massive in size in comparison to this, but also 4 to 5 times more expensive usually. This retails for £1,200 here in UK or $1,300 in US, which is not dirt cheap, but certainly more accessible than most of anamorphic lenses out there. If the anamorphic look and flares is something that you must have, something that you really like the look of, this would make it a great value for money if this is your first lens like this or one to add to your arsenal without breaking the bank. Conclusion, I think Sirui have really nailed it with this lens, or this series of lenses, Saturn. They do have a very good reputation producing high quality and affordable lenses, and this is all that, and it's also small and light. This lens will certainly appeal to a lot of people. It delivers great quality image and it is relatively inexpensive. It's so much more than those long lens flares, but even though they won't add much to your filmmaking or storytelling, they will make you and all those movie geeks watching your work appreciate the fact that you are using an anamorphic lens, just like Steven Spielberg or J.J. Abrams. Just don't overdo it and you have a winner here. The character this lens delivers is on par with the best out there for sure. This is a lens that can make your video footage look cinematic. Highly recommended. And this is it from me. I hope this video was in some way helpful or informative. If it was, please give me the thumbs up. Please follow me on Instagram and consider subscribing. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Ciao. In this video I talk about its performance, usability, both focus and both focus. 1.6 times squeeze is not usual either, although we're gonna find out more about this.